So okay, now I'm going to give you some updates lah on the lab report and also its marking. So yesterday was the deadline. Immediately I have a meeting with the other two lecturers. So we are going to like start marking as soon as we possibly can and give you back our feedback. So now what I discovered lah when I marked the first lab report is that uh, some did okay for the soil texture because there's not much you can write, as well as the soil color part, the experiment. Now, what I'm a bit disappointed is that for soil bulk density, I gave you all a table, and I clearly mentioned that if you don't do something on this table, you will not get much data. And true enough, the first lab report that I marked, full with mistakes. That table, the numbers, okay, the values given to you, you cannot write exactly that value. I'm sure you've learned analytical chemistry before, and I'm sure you know what is the precision or the detection limit each instrument that you have used. So based on different use of instrument, your data, okay, the values that you have measured, it cannot be that sensitive, especially the one that you use, like for example, ruler. If you use ruler, let's say if it's 4 cm, 4 cm diameter, are you going to write down your 4 cm as 4 cm or 4.0 cm? Anybody can answer this one? Is it 4 cm or 4.0 cm?
4.0.
Okay, good. That is a correct answer, but do you know why?
Sebab ruler still ada 0.1 cm.
Correct. Yeah, because if you use a ruler, usually there's a smaller scale, within 1 cm, there's a smaller scale, up to 10 of them, that is 1 mm. Okay, so if you can see that small scale, yes, it's confident, like if you can measure, you're confident that the accuracy is up to 0.1 centimeter, the accuracy, and hence your instrument, the ruler, is accurate up to 0.1 cm, and hence you need to write down your answer with 1 decimal point only, not more than that. So this is only for ruler, yeah? What about volume? Okay, volume, you have a lot of instrument that you use. You see, that's why I say, the one that I given to you, if you copy bulat-bulat without thinking, without proper thinking, you get the wrong marks. So which is why the first lab report that I mark, out of 10 marks, get only 5. Because mistake, every area got mistake. Okay, now that is only for data, yeah. Calculation, I cannot say much, yeah. Because if you calculate from two values with very few significant figure, and the answer that you calculate have more significant figure, that tells a lot of your training in analytical chemistry. There's no way you cannot there's no way you can write more significant. That means it says that, okay, before you calculate, you determine two values which is not accurate. After calculation, it becomes more accurate. Is it logic? First of all? Okay, if you understand what I'm saying right here, is that it becomes better after calculation. The accuracy of an instrument becomes better after calculation. Can you accept that? Not logic, eh? Not logic, eh? Because no matter how you calculate, the accuracy of the instrument is still like that, and hence it should be reflected by the number of significant figure after calculation. And you know what? This is the basics in your diploma. in your Asasi. So you cannot not know about this basic. When you bring it here, this is also part I'm going to evaluate, which is why the first lab report, out of 4 highest marks possible, that student only get 2. And 2 also, that 2 marks is given on basis of belas kasihan. Because I cannot give 0. Yeah, I mean, the student write something, but all wrong. And these are like, cannot be forgiven because you've learned it so many years and is still doing it in this lab report. So I cannot lah, yeah. In lab report, I'm going to be very, very strict. Cannot. Because this is what reflects of you after you go out and work. If you work and you give us, your employer, this lab report, it tells a lot about me lah, not training you properly. So this is how I'm going to train you. You better write it the way you should be in terms of analytical chemistry skills. Okay, that is only on data. We haven't even go to error analysis, because error analysis, I can sense lah, most of you run out of idea and you resorted to copy your senior's lab report. But let me tell you, your senior's lab report also no different. The highest is 8. I mean, majority of them got between 5 and 6 marks. Are you sure you want to copy the lab report? Yes, you can go ahead, but don't copy blood. At least make improvement lah kan? Because your seniors are also quite thorough also, the lab report, in the area about error analysis. You see, in lab report, you cannot simply say, I think. No, everything has to be based on evidence. Let's say, for example, in the error analysis, you're proposing possibly there might be random error. What is random error? I hope you know. Okay, where do we detect random error? Your data, obviously. You have to start from your data. From the data that you have. Where is the random error? That is a big question. Evidence of random error. It must be from your data. You have to identify first. And if it is correctly identified, then only you say, yes, there is a random error. Then you say, where is the possible random error? The source of error, we call it. And I can tell you, it is there. The only problem is you don't know it's there. That is the biggest question. The table that is given to you is filled with error, but none of you, at least the first lab report, the student did not seems to know where is the error. So the data given to you is not like you take and calculate. No, you will use that table and comment on the error because it's full of error. You have to discuss. Okay. So apart from that, I think the others is quite straightforward lah. In terms of interpretation, I think okay lah. Yeah, it's okay. The only big problem right now is everything involving analytical skills, beginning from the data, then carry forward to calculation. After calculation, error analysis. All of this doesn't seem to be present in the first lab report that I marked. So anyway, I've already given a briefing to the lecturers. So right now we just wait lah. After finish marking, then you make sure you check the comment. But if you don't want to wait, maybe you can self-check your own lab report lah. You know what you submitted. Then yeah. So before the next experiment about soil moisture and also organic matter, you will probably have a few days lah. I think we can manage to finish marking this lab report in in maybe a week. Within 1 week, we should be able to finish marking. Then after that, you open up your lab report and see what's the comment. Hopefully there are like constructive comments. You look at those comments, and before you submit the second lab report, make sure you correct all your mistake. Okay. Okay, speaking of mistake, now I realize there's another thing that is very crucial. While student failed to identify properly the source of error, the student also suggested one error that I don't think it's even an error. The student says that he forgot to press the tear button when they use the analytical balance. You see, forgetting to do something that you should do is a mistake. And a mistake, even if you admit it in your lab report, is punishable. Okay? When you admit that something that you should have prevented, it is punishable, which is why previously, I'm not sure if you remember, in analytical chemistry, we will we will try our best to do everything that we could to avoid or minimize the error. The error will still be there, but you do everything that you could to minimize the error. So we expect every student, before they use any instrument, should do proper calibration. And the analytical balance is one instrument that you use. And to calibrate it, it's just simply, before you put your sample in the sample tray, you just press the tear button. When you press the tear button, the reading becomes 0, and then only you put your sample in, and there you get your accurate measurement of the weight. So please next time when you want to discuss the error analysis, don't put the source of error from something that you can prevent. Forgetting to press tear button, I don't want to see again. Okay, another popular choice of student is parallax error. I don't want to see that as well. You already know there's a parallax error, then why you still keep that? Because to overcome that error is just simply level your eye, read it properly, kan? Then what is a problem of reading it properly, kan? So I don't want to see parallax error. I don't want to see forgetting to do this and forgetting to do that. You should discuss the error, and those error is something that is unable to be prevented. You cannot prevent those error. Okay, so these are the key things that I want to tell you based on the first lab report that I marked. Yeah. Okay, now I know it's still a long way to go, but I hope the second lab report will show significant difference of improvement. Because you know why? If you really do work outside in the lab or so, writing a lab report is a must. So right now, you're already in second year, part 3 and part 4. If you still don't have that skill, not even 50%, that worries me. Because after this, you won't going to see any lab. It's the FYP project. So that's why, that explains why. That explains why many FYP students, when they do their FYP thesis, it's cannot be evaluated. There's so many mistakes. So I want to correct you guys now. Okay. All right. I think enough said, yeah. Already bragging, it's close to 10 o'clock. So I think I need to stop here. Okay. So just now you told me no question, can? So I really need to tell you about this one. Because after this, I don't want you to repeat the same mistake when you're writing your lab report. Okay, so can we stop here? Can we?
Yes.
Okay, so from time to time check yeah, check your assignment or your lab report. If we have finished marking your lab report, you can see your results straight away. Yeah. So I think that is all for today. After this, you make sure you take your attendance in U Future. Then later on, you watch yourself at your own time. The 2 pre-recorded lectures. And then if you have any questions, either you post it in the chats, in the group forum or chat. And then if you don't want to use that saluran or that channel, maybe next week you ask me straight away. Okay? All right, I'll see you next Thursday. I'll see you next Thursday then. Yeah. Okay.
See you, Doctor.
All right.